It's a Monday matinee at Camelback Ranch, Glendale. The Dodgers hosting the Cleveland Guardians, who make their way over from Goodyear. Gorgeous afternoon for a ball game, too. Hi, everybody. Along with Rick Monday, I'm Tim Neverett. Happy you're watching Dodgers baseball with us this afternoon. Some of the young players hoping to make some noise and maybe make a Major League debut sooner than later. Johnny DeLuca and Michael Busch. DeLuca with a home run yesterday, and so did Busch hit one as well.
Yeah, the temperature's warming up, and some of the youngsters, their bats warming up. And yesterday, DeLuca the first to do it. Here's a guy that signed. He was in high A ball to begin with last year, then promoted to Double A, where he hit almost 300. So flexing the muscles, but it's a spring training that the youngsters, including when you look at Busch, he led all Dodger minor leaguers in hits, runs, doubles last year, and also with runs batted in. So they're making some loud statements as to, hey, look, include me possibly in the 26-man roster, or at least remember me when you have an injury.
And another guy who's trying to add some depth to the rotation, maybe be one of those pieces where he comes in as a sixth man every now and then, or an injury replacement, is Michael Grove. He's made some noise this spring.
Yeah, he's made some noise. The last outing was on Wednesday, and it only took him 26 pitches to work 3 innings, so a high percentage of strikes. He's making some noise as well, changes speeds very well, and hopefully going to enjoy the afternoon.
Right-hander Michael Grove gets the ball for the Dodgers. He will oppose Zach Plesac of the Guardians. Lots of fans on hand to see this Monday afternoon game between Cleveland and the Dodgers. Lineups and first pitch on the way. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr., where all your Charbroil burger wishes come true. Blue sky day here in Glendale, Arizona. Guardians and the Dodgers. Cleveland and the Dodgers will play for the only time this spring. Take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by your Lexus dealers. Stephen Kwan will lead off and play left field. Tyler Freeman will bat second and play second. Will Brennan, one of the top prospects, in fact, a few of the top prospects, including Freeman, are in this lineup for Cleveland. Veteran catcher Mike Zunino will bat cleanup today. Zach Collins, the DH. Mike Caprice, Roman Quinn, Martinez, and Rocchio will round out the lineup against right-hander Michael Grove, who's got a 1.5 ERA this spring, 5 strikeouts and 6 innings of work. And Rick, he's looked pretty good.
He looked very good the last outing. 3 innings. It required just 26 pitches. It's over 70% strike rate that he was able to throw. Really mixed in a good changeup, good off speed, and a young man that has pretty good knowledge of what he is trying to do. You get the feeling he's thinking 2 and 3 pitches ahead.
Expecting to see him go 4 innings today, depending on how the game goes, but chances are he'll go pretty well. He had 3 quick innings last time out. I mean, just a Chamber of Commerce day on this Monday. You couldn't ask for a better day. Although for the outfielders, they might want a few more clouds.
Well, high sky, but this is a ballpark that also is not really situated where the sun is a factor. When they first laid it out, they want to be able to have a little bit of a view up beyond center field and right field to South Mountain. But not problematic for the players, more so for the fans in the bright sunshine. But boy, this is earmarked as a great day to work.
Jason Hayward back out in center field. And leading off for the Dodgers. And here is Kwan getting ready to step in against Michael Grove and get this one underway. Calling the balls and strikes, Jose Navas today. Nestor Ceja is at first, Matthew Brown at second, and Alex McKay is the umpire at third. The base umpires will rotate throughout the game. So Kwan getting ready to step in, 6 for 19 this spring, hitting .316. No homers and a run batted in. One of his hits, a double. So Grove winds, and the first pitch of the ball game is inside ball 1. And we are underway. 106 the official game time, 78 degrees the game time temperature. 1-0 pitch, that's high. 2 balls and no strikes. What do you want to see out of Grove today?
Well, continue on strikes, but the question is, too, we've not seen him really work out of the stretch position very much. Is it going to be a difference that we see? And this is strange after that outing. Again, 3 innings with 26 pitches. He goes 3-0 to the first batter he faces today.
Looking for his first strike of the afternoon. And there it is. 3-1. Well, Grove gets back into the count. From Wheeling, West Virginia, Michael Grove out of West Virginia University. And the pitch. Check swing foul. That'll fill it up. Watch out. That was a rocket over by the Dodger dugout. And now a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now Grove winds and delivers. It's in the dirt, ball 4, and Kwan has drawn a walk to start the ball game.
He went with a payoff pitch on a 3-2 with a breaking ball. It was just down low for the Guardians coming on. Defending the title, American League Central Division, 92 victories last year, which was a big turnaround because that's a 13-game improvement. They finished 13 out of first place behind the tutelage of Terry Francona in his 11th year at the helm of Cleveland.
Tyler Freeman, right-handed batter, batting second. He is from Rancho Cucamonga. Nobody out, 1 man on, and Freeman, 167 so far in the spring, takes low. So Grove so far having a problem zeroing in the sights. 2 balls, no strikes to Freeman. Quick toss to first base, and Kwan gets back. Kwan does have a stolen base this spring. He's also been caught once. Kwan off of first. Held on by Michael Bush. And a chopper to short. Rojas flipped to Vargas. 1 on to first. That's a double play. 2 down. Base is empty.
Well, you go 2-0, and you get some good movement on the ball. Keep the ball down. You get the ground ball double play. Really interesting to watch Rojas and Vargas work together because they just get better and better in working together.
Well, that's going to be your double play combo this season. And the pitch on the way to Will Brennan is there for a strike. Dave Roberts saying earlier today, his words, Miguel Vargas is the second baseman. Although he did say Mookie Betts might play as many as 20 games over there. So Chris Taylor could also sub in at second, but he expects Miguel Vargas to be the everyday second baseman. One ball, 1 strike pitch from Grove. In the air to left, slicing toward the line. And back to the wall. This ball's gone. That's a home run for Brennan, and the Guardians on the board.
A little bit of a breeze picked up really in the last couple of minutes. Not a great deal to affect the flight of a baseball, but look at the pitch. For those on the television side, it was down and away. Strong enough, Brennan hits it out the opposite direction.
A 1-1 pitch hit out. Mike Zunino, the batter. Zunino, the native of Cape Coral, Florida. Veteran catcher. That's one of the things that Cleveland wanted to really solidify was their catching position. So they went out and got Zunino. They have some young prospects, including Bo Naylor, who's the brother of Josh Naylor, also a Cleveland Guardian. They've got some other ideas at catcher, but Zunino's going to be the guy. And check swing there. The reason they wanted to get Zunino was because they wanted to improve the offense at catching. They had Austin Hedges. He's now with Pittsburgh. And Hedges is known as a defense-first catcher. But Zunino got a better bat.
Has some power. Has a tendency to chase, as we just saw in the last pitch.
This one fouled down the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Zunino.
For Cleveland, this may be one of the, if you go back to last year, maybe one of the younger teams that Francona has had. We mentioned his 11th year at the helm of Cleveland, and overall for Francona, his 23rd as a manager.
His players over the years love him. They loved him. They love him currently. He's the living, walking, breathing definition of a player's manager. The 1-2. Outside and low. Two balls, 2 strikes.
He's a tough guy to get to know. I've only known him since he was 14, and it was at the ballpark in the final year of his dad, Tito Francona's career with then the Oakland A's.
Another pitch outside and low. Full count to Zunino.
So we come out to the ballpark and every day, and when Terry was there and said, "Hey kid, you want to play catch before the game? You know, during batting practice?" Yeah.
Payoff pitch. Inside corner, got him. Called strike 3. 1 run on the home run by Will Brennan. Half inning in the books. Cleveland won, and the Dodgers coming to bat. Dodgers lineup brought to you by your Lexus dealers. Jason Hayward at the top of the order. Miguel Rojas and Max Muncy. JD Martinez the DH. Miguel Vargas. Michael Busch on a home run yesterday. Andy Pages, Hunter Verducci doing the catching, and Johnny DeLuca in left field. That is your lineup for the Dodgers to face Zach Plesac, who is the nephew of the former pitcher and current MLB Network analyst Dan Plesac. 0-1 in the spring so far. And Plesac figures to be in the rotation either as the 4th or 5th starter. And Hayward almost takes a couple of heads off in the Cleveland dugout. Five for 23, 2 of his 5 hits home runs, .217 average for Jason Hayward. And ball is up and out, and it's a 2-ball 1-strike count to Hayward.
Beginning to see more consistent swings from Hayward, but still a tendency to carry the bat a long way. Long swing.
Hayward drafted the same year the Braves drafted Freddie Freeman. They drafted Hayward first and got Freeman shortly thereafter. So they have been really good friends for a long time after coming into pro ball together.
Hayward does something else too, and for those on the television side, watch his left hand, his top hand, the thumb. It's up along the bat. It's not wrapped around the bat.
He swings and hits a drive to right field. This one is going to hang up there and be caught right in front of the warning path by Will Brennan. So Hayward hit it a long way, but the ballpark held it.
More than anything else, players are really concerned, well, what's the swing look like? What's my timing? And we're at a point in spring training now that the timing is going to get zeroed in rapidly.
Hitters are going to start to catch up to the pitchers. Miguel Rojas takes a strike. Last season, 236. Not a lot of power, not a lot of production in terms of runs, just 36, but he can make up for it with the glove. Finds himself behind in the count, 0-2 to Zach Plesac. Last year, 3-12 for the Guardians. 0-2 pitch, and that's low and away. The year before, he was 10-6, but gave up a bunch of runs. His ERA was .467 in 2021. In 2022, it actually dropped, even though the wins and losses were upside down. He was .431 last year. A lot of that had to do with run support. Guardians just didn't get him much run support last year, and that hits him. And Rojas, beg your pardon, is aboard.
Well, for Plesac, last year was on the injured list. He had to come back and mend, and he also had to get a control on his temper. Rojas, there's nowhere to go. He gets plunked. The reason for Plesac and his temper, well, he was on the injured list, a broken hand. How did he get it? He gave up 3 home runs in Seattle to the Mariners, and he punched the ground. Ground didn't throw it.
Well, he wanted to hit something.
He did, and it hit back.
Rojas at first base, and now Max Muncy up, 1 out. 1-0 Cleveland, bottom of the first. And Muncy takes low and in. Yeah, when he was active in pitching, again, recording loss after loss after loss, a pitcher doesn't have everything to do with a loss. Some things, but not everything. Strike to Max. But you look at his run support that he had in 2021, Mo. He had almost 5 runs a game, 4.98.
Yeah.
Last year, 2.87 runs a game. That was third worst in Major League Baseball. The team just did not hit when he pitched. 1-1. Muncy takes high. 2 balls and a strike. So Muncy would love to improve that average. Get it in the mid-2s to the high 2s. Swing and a miss.
He's been very honest about it. He says, hey, look, there's no excuse to hit that low. He said, I have to improve.
I do think the shift restrictions are going to help him this year, because how many times did we see him hit right into it last year? So many. 2-2 is low.
Well, I agree, but at the same time, he's going to have to make better contact. He was in the bottom 20 as far as percentage of balls put into play, swing and make contact in Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
which is puzzling, because he knows the strike zone maybe better than majority of the players at Major League level.
3-2 pitch from Plesac, and Max watches it high.
Did I say he's got pretty good knowledge of the strike zone?
He's got very good knowledge of the strike zone. He was the recipient of the 3rd most walks in the big leagues last year, and no reason to think that won't continue.
Quick follow-up on Plesac as well. This is an area that he really struggled with last year, and that is with runners in scoring position. He allowed the 2nd highest batting average against in baseball at .391 with runners in scoring position.
2 on, 1 out, tying run in scoring position, low to J.D. Martinez.
So going back to your comment, you combined the batting average against Plesac with runners in scoring position, the fact that he did not get a whole lot of run support. That's a formula to go 3-12.
Plesac shrugging the shoulders, getting ready to deliver to J.D. 1-0. Into right field, slicing. That ball will get down for a base hit. Rojas had to make sure it wasn't going to be caught. Everybody stops where they are, and the bases are full of Dodgers with 1 out. J.D. Martinez with his 5th hit of the spring.
And there are a lot of people that think, hey, the designated hitter, well, that's not a guy that'll go opposite way. It's a guy that hits the ball out of the ballpark. Martinez can hit it out. But the other part about J.D. is that he will hit the pitch, and we've seen it already in spring training. He'll hit it where it is thrown. If you throw the ball away from him, he'll go and use right field.
Miguel Vargas, 3 doubles once he was allowed to start swinging the bat. 3 of his 4 hits have been for extra bases. Hitting .235, but that's not really. He had to take an 0 for 11 before he was allowed to swing the bat this spring. So his batting average, don't put too much into that.
You know, Statue of Liberty at bats he had.
He swings and fouls it off. He had the hairline fracture in his right pinky finger, and he was able to play defense. Dodgers were having him track pitches, and he still walked 4 times when the other team knew he wasn't swinging the bat. But he had to take an 0 for 11. And because it's spring training, that's not a big deal. 1-1 in the air, foul. First base side now to play.
And how many people are going to be looking at the numbers and say, how the heck did Vargas earn his way on as a starting second baseman? Look, he didn't hit hardly at all. If you look at just the numbers and don't know the scenario that he went through.
Runners lead first, second, and third. 1-2 pitch to Miguel. Vargas fouls it back.
Vargas has also shown some strength. As most young players trying to find out exactly their strong points in hitting. What's the location of pitches that they handle better? Where are their weaknesses?
Here comes the 1-2 again from Plesac. Fouled back again. So he'll get another.
Well, Cleveland may have an idea that the target by Zunino was outside. Do they stay out there?
We will see. Plesac's 1-2. They stayed outside. This time Vargas able to hold up a swing. 2-ball, 2-strike count. You know, Vargas is really benefiting from having Rojas with him in the infield. The coaching staff loves the fact that he gets to work with a veteran guy like Miguel Rojas. Fouls it back again. Vargas battling Plesac in the bottom of the first.
And Rojas understands his role. He's a veteran now that has been helped along during his career, and he realizes, you know, passing the baton and helping a young man at second base to try and make that a terrific combo.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Here it comes. And he'll have a 9th. Down and away, ball 3. Plesac's loaded him up, and he's loaded up the count against Miguel Vargas. 3-2. The payoff pitch from Plesac. Popped up. Back of the plate, foul. Zunino staring up into the sky, sheds the mask, and he'll make the one-handed crab for the out. So Vargas pops out foul, and there are 2 away. Right now, an opportunity for Michael Busch. Found the home run stroke yesterday in Goodyear against the Cincinnati Reds. Guy who's got really good power. And the Dodgers are looking for him to do more of this. That was no cheapie. Got all of it. And we'll see what he can do here with 2 outs and the bases full. The pitch goes to the backstop, and the Dodgers are going to tie the game. A wild pitch will score Rojas from third. And everybody else moves up. Muncy down to third. J.D. Martinez over to second base.
Take them any way you can get them, but Zunino down on one knee. And, you know, we talk about it and talk about it. You know, you've got bases loaded. You've got runner at third base. You're down on one knee. Your lateral movement is curtailed.
Tie ball game. Busch trying to untie it. And he strokes this one to right. That's down for a base hit. Busch drives in Muncy, and the Dodgers lead it 2-1. Third run batted into the spring for Michael Busch.
Well, we mentioned on the pregame on the television side that for Michael Busch, he led the Dodgers and all minor league players. Number of hits, number of doubles, number of runs batted in, and runs scored.
And this is going to be an early exit for Zach Plesac. Terry Francona already out to get him after just 2/3 of an inning. So a pitching change for Cleveland as the Dodgers have taken the lead. We'll tell you about the Guardians right-hander when we come back. Right-hander Nick Michaelacek, non-roster invite, is in there to pitch, probably temporarily. See if Terry Francona sends Zach Plesac out to start the second inning with nobody on base. Because of the traffic, he may just be taking him out, and now Michaelacek is in. Michaelacek, an 11th round pick, 2019, out of Sam Houston State. And a pitch outside to Andy Pages, who is playing right field today. Michaelacek, fastball that sits around 94 to 96, somewhere in there. Slider, curveball. He'll also mix in a changeup. And the pitch missing to Pages. 2 balls and no strikes.
So Plesac, the numbers I mentioned before, the second highest batting average against runners in scoring position, and ran into problems again here in the first.
2-0. Dodgers up 2-1. 2 out. Runners at the corners. Outside 3-0. Michaelacek in danger of loading the bases right out of the bullpen. And waiting on deck, Hunter Fiducia, the catcher. 3-1 to Pages. 3-0 rather. And now it's 4-0. He walks. Base is full of Dodgers again. Bush moves over to second base. And J.D. Martinez still at third. Hunter Fiducia has 5 hits and 10 at bats, and he's made them count. 8 runs batted in. Dodgers looking to add on in the bottom of the first inning. Ball 1 to Fiducia. So the 8 RBIs is tied for the team lead this spring. Freddie Freeman has 8, and James Outman has 8. Strike call. In fact, saw Outman hit in live BP today against Evan Phillips, and Evan left one out over the plate, and Outman left one up out over the fence. That was this morning around 10:30. Fiducia swinging a foul tip into the glove of Zunino. Speaking of live BP, Daniel Hudson pitched today and looked pretty good in his 1 inning. He's been a little frustrated, though. His body hasn't responded like he's want to with the knee and the ankle injuries he's had that have held him back. But he looked fine today. And again, we'll wait and see how he feels later today and tomorrow to get a real report on that. But he is trying to get himself ready to go. But Hudson figures to be a big piece of the back end of the Dodger bullpen. Fiducia down to first, and it is gloved there by Priest. He'll go on to first base and get Fiducia, the bases left loaded. Dodgers pick up 2 runs, 2 hits. They left 3. On to the second, 2-1 LA. Top of the second inning, Michael Grove and the Dodgers with a 2-1 lead. Dodgers came right back, scoring 2 of their own. Will Brennan hit a solo homer with 2 outs. In the top of the first inning, the batter Zach Collins, left-handed hitter, takes a strike. In Grove's first start, he allowed a solo home run and allowed one here today, but in between he pitched 5 shutout innings over his last couple of starts. 4 strikeouts, no walks, and over those 5 shutout innings allowed only 1 hit. A strike is called on the batter. And I believe that's going to be strike 3. Home plate umpire Jose Navas looks like he rung up a strike.
The count was 0-2. Batter infraction was called. Collins is puzzled, and he'll carry Lumber back to the dugout. This is still a work in progress.
So he is out. A pitch clock violation, and the strikeout credited to Michael Grove will be his second. What do you think in the scorebook, Rick?
I was just going to ask you exactly the same thing.
I'm having some thoughts.
Yes.
Let's see where the clock is here. Oh, he's 8 seconds. He's not there.
Yeah.
So
he's waiting. He's waiting for the bus.
That's a textbook.
Yeah.
Hitter violation.
No question about that.
Like Caprice, a wave and a miss, first baseman. Now 1-2 count.
For strikeout, I normally put a C for called and an S for swinging. So I put called, but I've circled around the C just to let him know it was.
And what I do is I put a frontwards K for a swinging strike and a backwards K for a called strike 3. So what I did, I did the circle. I put a circle around a swinging strike. And Priest grounds it into center field for a base hit. I was thinking about doing it like a sideways, 3-dimensional kind of looking thing, but that's not going to work. So.
See, now you're getting technical. And all those people that do keep score, and many do, for every game.
Yep.
They're totally confused. So, folks, if you're keeping score, you're on your own.
I'm going to simplify. Yeah, do it your own way. But I'm like, I'm going to put a circle around a strikeout if it's a pitch clock violation strikeout.
Mm-hmm.
Roman Quinn is the batter for Cleveland.
The last few years we had to keep notes if it was a ground ball as a result of the shift being put on.
Well, I know Orlin Joe had a system, so if it was the third baseman over the second base position, they would write in their book 4 at 5 to 3. I would just put 5-3 and then write shift.
I've just a little S. So anything that you can look at to recap the scoring works.
But scoring a game makes it a lot more enjoyable to watch. There's a ground ball to second base. Vargas flips onto Rojas. One return throw, not in time. Quinn runs really well, got down the line fast and just beat out the play. The ball was a kind of a bounding ball, so slow to develop. Possible double play. They'll take the front side out. Priest retired 4-6 and Quinn aboard.
And the work up the middle between the second baseman and shortstop just continues to get more and more action. You know, you're the shortstop or second baseman. Where do you like the throw?
2 outs and Martinez up.
Martinez, one of the youngsters on this ball club. He's only 21. Well, we understand somewhat soft contact, but he began in A-ball last year and they got promoted to Double-A.
Runner goes and Martinez lifts it in the air to shallow right center field. It will not be caught. This will tie the game as Quinn flies around the bases and scores on the 2-out single by Martinez.
Well, Quinn was on the move to begin with, trying to steal second base, and that little looper hit into the air, drops in harmlessly. Good effort also by Jason Heyward, trying desperately. Hayward's already made some very good defensive plays in the outfield, but for Quinn having that head start, he scampered around scores.
Brian Rocchio, another one of their top prospects, a shortstop. Guardians brought their all prospect team over here today.
You know, with Collins being called out on a batter violation with the pitch clock, consider also the number that I saw of the players last year.
Base hit to left. DeLuca will field. First and second, 2 down.
If we look back to last year, and now we've got the pitch clock going on, 52% of the players that were eventually at the major league level last year at some point in time have played in the minor leagues with the pitch clock being part of the ruling. So this is not something foreign, and yet we can still see that little deer in the headlights look.
Stephen Kwan, second plate appearance. He walked his first time up. And that pitch upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes to Kwan.
And here's a guy that makes contact. Second best contact hitter in baseball last year. Less than 10% of the time did he swing and miss.
Strike dropped in there. One thing that Grove has been focusing on here in inning 2 is strike percentage. 71% strike percentage in the second inning. It was below 50%, 9 for 19 in the first. Inside move to second base, and Martinez gets back.
So who made the best contact in baseball last year? He was with Minnesota last year. He's now with Miami. Luis Arraez. Barely over 7% swing and miss. Kwan was at 9.1 to be exact. Who was the worst as far as the bottom of all major league hitters a season ago? Joey Gallo.
He's now with the Twins. 1-2. Oh, tapper toward first, and that'll be a foul ball. I always love the story about Joey Gallo. When he was in high school, he pitched a no-hitter and then went and took Greg Maddox's daughter to the prom immediately after the game.
Yeah, that's like top this.
Good luck. That's a true story, and it's fabulous. 1-2 to Stephen Kwan. 2 on, 2 out pitch. And that's low, blocked by Fiducia. 2-2. Michael Grove, Wheeling, West Virginia. He was a hockey player. He really liked hockey. And at one time in his life, he was a stick boy for the minor league hockey team in Wheeling, the Wheeling Nailers. And I asked him about it. I said, did you sharpen skates? What did you do? He said, no, I pretty much handed out towels. But he was around the minor leaguers, around the pros. And really enjoyed his time as a stick boy for the Wheeling Nailers. Got some activity in the bullpen behind him for the Dodgers. Foul ball. Justin Hageman warming up. First and second. It's a 2-2 ball game. We're in the second inning. Pitch from Michael Grove. Off speed, fouled off by Kwan.
Can you tell it's spring?
I'm sure you hear the birds. I was just listening. Sounds like we're in some kind of a sculpture garden. 2-2, rope to right. That's going to be a base hit. Runner coming around third. Here comes the throw from Pages, and the runner is safe.
Yeah, the foot got in there before the tag. But when you go out in front of home plate to receive the baseball and then bring the tag back to the runner, you're not nearly as quick as you are if you stay back. On a terrific throw. Pages had that line drive in front of him, gets the head start. Now watch where the ball is caught, reaching out in front. And the tag's after the foot hits the bag, the plate.
And Grove's going to get an early exit today. 1 2/3 innings for Michael Grove.
And a throw right on the money by Pages.
3-2 Cleveland. Pitching change at Camelback Ranch. Cleveland 3, the Dodgers 2, and a strike to Tyler Freeman delivered from Justin Hageman out of Penn State. Pennsauken, New Jersey. Hageman has had multiple appearances. Ground ball to Rojas. He'll toss to Vargas, and he just gets to the bag in time to record the force out. Couple of runs in for Cleveland. 1.5 done. 3-2 Guardians. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Dodgers at MLBshop.com and tackle your brother. How about that? Plesac back out there. He kind of suspected he would be. Only went 2/3 of an inning first time, and then the traffic on the bases was a mess for him, so Terry Francona got him. Now he starts fresh, and Johnny DeLuca hits one up in the air to left. Stephen Kwan will wait for it to come down in his glove for out number 1. Jason Hayward. Fly deep to right his first time up. And the pitch. It's inside. We'll see if Grove comes back too. He's built up to go to 4 innings, and that's the main thing about spring training games. Get starters built up. At this point, you're not going to see too many of them lifted after an inning and 2/3 or 2/3 of an inning, depending on which way you look at it.
Yeah, and the advantage is you can bring back in spring training. It's not just go in the bullpen and throw pitch after pitch.
Popped up foul. First baseman Priest under it. And he'll make the catch. 2 gone for the Dodgers in the second.
Yeah, if your pitchers are going to be building up the arm strength, do it under competition with hitters that are right there. If you're working on pitches, this is still the time in spring that you're going to be working on pitches. The changeup maybe more in one game than a breaking ball or a fastball.
Miguel Rojas. Nothing in 1 to Rojas. Miguel hit by a pitch, scored a run. Swing and a miss. He's got some good kicks on. And Mookie Betts did him a solid as he got him some spikes, some Jordans. It's pretty sharp. Miguel liked him, and his new teammate Mookie Betts hooked him up. 1-2. There's a ground ball toward the middle, and a diving stop by Freeman. He will not be able to get the throw there in time. That'll be a base hit for Rojas.
Base hits after base hits. Placement of the ball, good stop. Or a lot of range being able to go. Of course, if you look at the Cleveland Ball Club last year, they had 4 Gold Glovers, so their defense did not hurt them at all.
Max Muncy walked and scored in the first inning. Max takes inside. We talk about the fact that he takes a lot of pitches, walks a lot, doesn't chase very often. In fact, he had the best chase rate in baseball, only 16%, 16.5% really. But, you know, to your points earlier, when you talked about pitches in the zone, like right in the strike zone, he hit 211 against those last year. The year before, 2021, much better, 274. Takes a strike here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rojas leads at first, 2 out, throw over to first base. He's back diving. Jason Bourgeois still coaching at first base.
Do you recall if we have seen to this particular point 2 pickoffs in one sequence by a pitcher? I don't believe so.
I think Kershaw did, as this one's popped up and might have a chance to be caught. No, just drifts over the netting. I think Kershaw did.
Yeah. I
That's been about
I don't
it.
think we've seen it by an opposing pitcher.
Not by an opposing.
I'm just bringing it up because what is Dave Roberts' theory going to be if a guy has thrown over twice? If you throw the 3rd time, you have to have the runner out, or it is a balk. So is Dave Roberts, and other clubs for that matter, are they going to push the button and say, look, we're going to be overly aggressive at that point?
Wouldn't you be?
Yes.
Good take by Max. Just off the plate. 3-2.
Depending upon the runner.
Right.
And you figure it's a good runner, they would not have thrown over twice.
A guy like Rojas, for instance, run him. He's not being held on. He's getting a big lead here. 3-2. There he goes. And Max swings and strikes out. And the Dodgers are done in the second. No runs, a hit, a man left. No Cleveland errors. On to the 3rd inning. It's 3-2 Guardians.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Dodgers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Dodgers.
He wants to get out of that, behind that fence, and get out there and play. He's got the uniform on, ready to go. Michael Grove back out for the top of the 3rd inning. After a brief respite, Justin Hageman came in to pitch, and Michael comes out with a clean inning, and the first pitch is lined right into his glove by Will Brennan, and that's out number 1. That's more like it for Michael Grove. Brennan hit the home run for Cleveland before.
Yeah, well, that's more like it, at least with the defense. That was kind of a lollipop, slow action curveball out over the plate.
Mike Zunino will take a strike. Zunino struck out looking in the first. Grove got him with a pitch right on the inside corner. The 0-1. Fouled back. 0-2 to Zunino. Well, the Cleveland Guardians recently changed their name. And people still wondering, who aren't from the Cleveland area, why the Guardians. People from Cleveland all know. This one's fouled back. But as you go to Progressive Field, you go to the ballpark there. There's a bridge right nearby. And there are these Art Deco kind of carvings, or almost statue-like, that are part of the bridge, the Hope Memorial Bridge. Zunino lifts this one in the air to slight left center field. Backpedaling on it is Jason Hayward. He'll make the catch. And there are 2 down. And those are known as the Guardians of Cleveland. These Guardians are bigger than life, obviously, and they are the big feature on the bridge. And so when they were looking for a new name, they thought of that and said, why not the Guardians? Zach Collins struck out last time up. 2 outs, base is empty, and the 0-1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. But the stadium you played in, Rick, in Cleveland was much different.
Yeah, and not too many people are sad that it's gone.
No. The Mistake by the Lake is how it was affectionately known for a lot of years. Cleveland Municipal Stadium.
Well, there have been times that Antarctica was warmer than Municipal Stadium.
1-2, and that's a check swing. He went around on appeal in a 9-pitch inning for Michael Grove. So he comes back strongly here in the 3rd inning, retiring Cleveland in order. 3-2 Guardians after 2.5. March 31st, and stay after the game for the first ever Dodger Stadium Friday Night Lights drone show. To purchase tickets, Dodgers.com/promotions. Dodgers and Diamondbacks. Last day of March, those drone shows are pretty awesome. And I think you'll enjoy it.
The technology is just amazing.
JD Martinez facing Zach Plesac here in the Dodger 3rd.
Well, Martinez, he's starting to get things going. I said before is that the swing is getting there, and the timing as well. The first 6 games, he was 1 for 16. Well, the last 5 games, 4 for 11.
JD fouls it back. 1-2 to JD Martinez. 1 for 1 today. Miguel Vargas is on deck. Michael Busch to follow. Here's the 1-2. In the air down the right field side, and drifting over near the line is Brennan. He'll make the catch. That's out number 1 in the Dodger 3rd. Gavin Stone loosening up, so we'll get to see the Dodger prospect very shortly. Well, Dodger fans are excited about the prospect of Gavin Stone continuing his development. Very, very good. Vargas takes strike 1. Speaking of pitching, somebody asked the manager today about an opening day starter. I was looking up the calendar going, wow, it's about time somebody asked that question. Usually that's an early question in spring training, but nobody's asked it yet. And Vargas fouls this one right off the top of the Guardians dugout. And they've said, I don't know yet. And then the questioner who you hear on the radio an awful lot. That's who asked the question. He pushed him. He said, what about the a left-hander who's a future Hall of Famer. He said, well, let's just say it's safe to say it's going to be a left-hander, but we're not sure yet. So that's as close as we've come to finding out. Vargas strikes out looking. 2 down for the Dodgers in the bottom of the third. So, you know, managers get asked all kinds of questions, and they have to answer them carefully because they don't want to put themselves in a corner in case something changes. And still a couple of weeks of spring training left. Anything could happen. So you understand, you know, the cautious response from Dave, and other managers are doing the same thing and have done for years, because you don't want to paint yourself into a corner and then have to hear about it when it doesn't happen. Michael Busch, 1-1 to him. Busch had an RBI base hit first time up, and he wraps this one into center field. He's 2 for 2. There we go. This is what we've been waiting to see out of Michael Busch.
Well, there's a reason that he led all of the Dodger minor leaguers in base hits, 151, doubles 38, RBIs 108, runs scored 118. And oh, by the way, combined between Double-A and Triple-A, hit 32 home runs.
Well, the Dodgers know he can rake. Just a matter of when you do it, and sometimes springs begin a little slowly for some. Andy Pages takes a strike. Pages walked in the first.
And the competition gets more and more difficult.
Yeah, so you look at what Michael did. The first 19 at bats in the spring, he had just 2 hits. He's 3 for his last 3, including a home run yesterday. His last at bat. Another strike to Pages.
If you talk to young players and hitters in particular, say, hey, look, when you're in high school or college, where there may be 3 or 4 pitchers that maybe you had difficulty with, invariably you're going to say yes. You say, well, they're all here. All those guys you hit off of all the time, they're not here. Then you take it even further. Whereas the one guy that just seemed to own you, that you couldn't get a hit off, yeah, he's here.
He's here.
Yeah. In fact, he's pitching today.
1-2, fouled away.
That was a line that Lake Kenny Howell used with some of the pitchers. And Kenny, a former teammate, just a wonderful person. We lost him way too soon, but he would go down to the minor league level as one of the assistant pitching coaches of the Dodgers and ask some of the young pitchers exactly the same thing. Hey, well, there were maybe 3 or 4 hitters that you had difficulty with in your conference. Yeah, they're here. All the guys you got out, they're doing something else.
Busch advancing on a wild pitch in the dirt. Runner in scoring position. Busch represents the tying run. Cleveland leading 3-2, bottom of the third. 2 outs, and Andy Pages with a 2-2 count. Yeah, but you know, by saying it that way to a prospect or a player who's on his way, it really gives him a little extra perspective. And a warning. Pages swings, strikes out. Dodgers will leave a man. We've played 3 full at Camelback Ranch on this Monday afternoon. It's Cleveland 3 and the Dodgers 2. Right-hander Gavin Stone will take over in the top of the 4th inning. 3-2 Guardians with the lead over the Dodgers. Look at that. Advanced A, Double-A, Triple-A at all 3 of those levels last summer for a reason. Look at the strikeouts to innings pitched.
Well, he also just went from college as a starter. He was around 93, 94 miles an hour. Well, he's developed. He's refined the mechanics. And last year, lit up the radar guns at around 98.
His first pitch to Mike Caprice, the first baseman, goes back to the backstop, ball 1. Well, he seems like a guy who knows how to progress, because when he was at Central Arkansas in college, his first 2 years, he was a reliever. And then his last year, they put him in the rotation, and it paid instant dividends. He threw a no-hitter. He said, what have I been doing out in the bullpen? And he throws a no-hitter his first year as a starter in college. It happened to be right before the pandemic hit, so it was that season in 2020, and they had to shut it down after that, but he still gets the no-hitter. And you're right about his velocity, though. It has been showing up. 1-1. And Priest a wave and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
But it's not just rear back and throw it. It's also the changeup of the slider. But understanding his mechanics are really growing into his body.
And strikes him out.
And there's the off speed. So, yeah, you can throw some gas, but also a little dipsy doodle. So as a hitter, you're looking, okay, this guy throws hard, 98, 98. I've got to start it a little bit sooner, a little bit sooner. Uh-oh. Change speeds.
Yeah, so his changeup is in the mid-80s. So you see a mid-80s pitch that's coming at you with the same arm angle and release point and arm speed as, you know, a fastball would be. So you get the mid-80s change off a high 90s fastball. What does that look like to a hitter when you see one and then the other one follows?
Frustrating because you don't notice anything with a good changeup. Same release point, actually the same arm speed. You're not changing your delivery at all, and it's at 95. Oh, it'll build up as spring training continues. But that changeup, especially if you're looking for that good heater, it's like there's a parachute that gets deployed behind the baseball about halfway to home plate, and you're way out in front of you. You're committed too early.
3 balls and 1 strike to count to Roman Quinn. Stone winds and fires, and he throws a bullet in there. Check swing, and Quinn's able to hold up. Called ball 4. Quinn's aboard. Now we'll see how he holds runners because Quinn is a threat to run. He's stolen 1 base this spring. We saw his speed on the base paths the first time up. He reached on the fielder's choice, ended up scoring on a base hit by Angel Martinez. Hunter Fiducia wants time. Dodger catcher. Martinez's dad is Sandy Martinez, former major league catcher. His brother Sandy Martinez Jr. played professional, but his dad's still in pro ball. He works for the Washington Nationals and is the manager of the Dominican Summer League team that the Nationals have.
Quinn is getting a huge secondary lead over at first base. He just wonders, okay, if I'm able to get this big of a secondary lead, does he think about trying to steal?
Bush is playing him a few feet off the bag, holding there for the left-handed batting Martinez. There goes the runner. Ball is hit in the air, shallow center. Coming on is Hayward, and he will dive and make the catch. He threw his glove up to bluff the base runner for a second, and then he ended up making the catch anyway.
Well, there's been multiple diving catches that we have seen already this spring from Jason Hayward. Boy, that was a huge jump also to Quinn. Talked about the fact he was getting just a very large secondary lead. It's only a matter of time that he was going to try and take off, but for Hayward, just a terrific catch.
2 outs. Here's Brian Rocchio, left-handed hitter. Number 9 batter for Cleveland. He waves at a fastball and misses well behind it.
Part of the competition too, Tim, in the outfield and left field and center field. If Hayward can get the offense going, what he does from a defensive standpoint and running the bases really stands very prominently on its own.
I think the word that Dave Roberts used was muddy. It's still a little muddy, the outfield picture. 1-1 is high and away. 2-1. A couple of the outfielders in World Baseball Classic action. David Peralta for Venezuela, who's doing quite well, by the way. And Mookie Betts for Team USA. Trace Thompson for Great Britain. Trace, by the way, saw him the other night. He's wearing number 43. And that is in honor of his dad. So Michael Thompson's number was 43, so that's what Trace is wearing. There goes the runner, the 2-2 slap foul.
Quinn just set his feet a little bit differently that time. Like he was planting his feet, just trying to make it a good toe hold, in particular with his left foot right before he took off. Oh, does he have quick feet?
He's getting a good lead behind Michael Busch. 2-2 pitch. That's popped up. And ranging back after it. Looks like the wind got it a little bit. Jason Hayward makes an over-the-shoulder catch. And the side retired. Cleveland will leave a man. Heading to the bottom of the fourth. 3-2 Cleveland. Dodgers in the World Baseball Classic. We mentioned Trace Thompson. He had a solo home run in Game 1 against Team USA. Freddie Freeman's 2 for 5. David Peralta 3 for 6 for Venezuela. And he had a hit that put Venezuela ahead of the Dominican Republic the first time they played in Miami. Mookie Betts has just one base hit so far, when hitless last night against Mexico. Will Smith didn't. He had a home run last night against Mexico. Put it in the left field seats at Chase Field. Julio Urias pitching for Mexico. Austin Barnes catching for Mexico. And how about this? Last night, as Hunter Fiducia takes a pitch from James Karinchak, Will Smith tried to steal second base last night, and Austin Barnes threw him out.
Oh, there's going to be some trash talking.
You think? You think that'll be brought up in the clubhouse once or twice?
Brought up. It may be a continuous loop on the video.
2 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts.
So James Karinchak out of Bryant University in Smithfield, Rhode Island. 9th round pick of Cleveland in 2017. He's got a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Hunter Fiducia. Number 8 hitter in the Dodger order today. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to first base to end the first inning. Now, Karinchak had some issues last year in terms of the sticky stuff, foreign substances. He also has an issue that they had to work out dealing with the pitch clock, because he was doing a lot of different types of things, different gyrations, different movements.
He still has a lot of movement with his feet, even after he comes set. Uses the stretch position, even with no one on, as most relievers do.
Cleveland's really high on the 25-year-old, and they should be. He's very good, but they had to send him back down to the minors to get some things cleaned up last year. I guess if you're going to be a hard-throwing right-hander for Cleveland, number 99 is a good number, because that's the wild thing.
Well, the first thing he had to clean up were his fingers.
Yeah.
Sticky stuff.
Yeah, got caught with that last year. Pitch is up high to Fiducia, and he walks. Leadoff man is aboard. Some of the pre-pitch things that he does. Continues to move nonstop. Shook off the first pitch from PitchCom. Here's Johnny DeLuca for 1, fly to left. And breaking ball outside. You know, DeLuca was at Oregon. He was a switch hitter. He could hit right-handed and left-handed. Ultimately, as a pro, has decided on his strong side. That's the right side. Did you ever try to hit right-handed?
Only once.
Yeah. What happened?
It's right after I signed, and Charlie Finley called up. He said, if I hit right-handed again, even in batting practice, which is what I did, it would cost me $500 per swing.
Is that right?
I was making $500 a month. I didn't swing right-handed anymore.
Well, let's see. If you do the math, if you grew the mustache, he would have given you 200.
200.
So then he would have netted 300 out of that.
Mm-hmm.
He would have netted less.
But I didn't grow the mustache.
DeLuca bangs one to left field. That's a base hit. 2 on and nobody out for the Dodgers, and the tying run in scoring position.
The look of it, you know, he turned around that high cheese. Not an easy pitch to hit all the time either.
The 6th hit this spring, now 6 for 19. And Jason Hayward 0 for 2.
He lined out the first time up today to right field.
He's got a chance here to tie the game or more. And this one lined hard and foul.
But just looking at the 2 pitches, the catcher Zunino was on his right knee the first pitch, fastball. He went down to his left knee the second pitch, breaking ball. Is there a reason one leg versus the other? I mean, you're always looking. Is there a tip-off? Oh, he's back on his left knee again.
So let's see what it is.
No. But that's something you're talking about in the dugout. The catchers, you're doing something differently in the breaking balls. You're doing something different on the fastball. The infielders, are they signaling to the outfielders? Are they moving a step one way or another? Now it's the right knee.
1-2 pitch. Up high. And a balk is called. Home plate umpire Jose Navas. He was the first to call it. So that'll move 2 runners up. Fiducia down to third. DeLuca over to second base.
See, there's a little bit of movement right there. You talked about the movement with his feet, well, also with his hands.
And now might be a little easier for Hayward to get a run in here.
It's almost like a golfer putting that has a little case of the yips when he comes set, and still there was some hand motion.
Dodgers threatening, nobody out, 2 on. Karinchak ready to go for Cleveland. He's set at the belt, the kick and the pitch. And it's fouled straight back to the screen.
Well, that's a breaking ball. Karinchak last year where he was really spot on was the fastball. Boy, was he ever. Just a 133 batting average against the heater.
One and 2. Oh, he chased one in the dirt, strikes out, and first base is unoccupied, so he'll have to run down there. Strikeout 2-3 the put out, and there's 1 away.
Now that is an unproductive at bat with runners at second and third. Oh, it's spring training. Put the ball in play, hit it the right side to get a run.
Karinchak, who has now 3 1/3 straight scoreless innings in relief for Cleveland. There's a bouncer to short. This will tie up the game on the fielder's choice RBI. 6-3 on the putout. RBI for Rojas, and that balk proved costly because Fiducia running on contact with 1 out, and now it's a 3-3 game.
There's more opportunities to score from third.
DeLuca hung out at second base. Max Muncy will try to get him around with 2 down. Swing and a miss at a fastball.
Going back to what you were talking about with Dave Roberts in the outfield, you said the situation was muddy. I would look at it as encouraging because you have so many that are trying to raise their hand and claim the spots.
Right. Muncy hammers one deep to right field. It is gone. A 2-run home run, Max Muncy. And the Dodgers take a 5-3 lead. And Maxwell swings the silver hammer for the first time this spring. And that's the kind of contact he's looking for.
Again, going back what we talked about early in Muncy's first at bat when he drew the walk, eventually scored. In reviewing last season, hitting below the Mendoza line, he said, look, there's absolutely no reason for it. I'm better than that, and I need to get better.
J.D. Martinez to follow. Wave and a miss. There's usually little doubt when Max gets a hold of one. You can tell by the sound. You can tell by the trajectory. He caught a barrel right there and lost the baseball. 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Muncy today, a walk, a strikeout, and a home run. 3 true outcomes. And the pitch, a wave and a miss. Looked like JD was late. Opposite field single in the first inning for Martinez. As you brought up before, you don't normally think of a DH as being a guy who's going to go opposite field a lot, but he does.
Base hits count.
Base hits count.
You're in the middle lineup, and hopefully the Dodgers have plenty of runners on base for Martinez when he comes to home plate.
The 2-2. Foul back. And he had a good year last year in terms of doubles. Robert Van Scoyoc, the hitting coach, that was the private hitting coach of J.D. Martinez when he found his swing again. And J.D.'s going to strike out on a hitter's violation. He was tapping home plate. He is telling home plate umpire Jose Navas he was alert to the pitcher, and he is rung up on a violation. Second one we've seen today. But Max Muncy dials long distance and gives the Dodgers a 5-3 lead. On the TV side, let's watch J.D. Martinez. He is deemed not alert to the pitcher at that point, even though he started to look out at him right at the 8-second mark. So he was called for an automatic strike, and with 2 strikes in the count, he was deemed to be out.
And according to the rules, it was spot on interpretation.
Third time to the plate this afternoon for Stephen Kwan, and Gavin Stone fires. A little chopper to the right side. Vargas gloves, throws, and it's too late. That play just took way too long to develop. And Kwan will be aboard with a base hit.
Going back deeply to begin with, a check swing. Not much you can do right there. I mean, you field the ball. If you reach into the glove with a bare hand to throw, it's going to take even longer.
Second baseman Tyler Freeman with nobody out and a man at first. And Stone, third base side of the rubber, fires one low, ball 1. One-0 pitch from Stone. And that is low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Kwan acting as if he's interested in trying to take second base. So that lead off to his head and dancing around.
I think he might be. He has stolen 1. He's been thrown out once in spring training. 2-0, wrapped foul past third.
Yeah, that time he was very quiet. The first pitch, he was dancing around. He just kept inching off and inching off.
Freeman out of Rancho Cucamonga. He fouls one off again last year.
And the runner was going.
Last year, Freeman got to the big leagues 22 games. 24 games, beg your pardon. Don't want to short him by 2. 24 games.
There we go, talking about looking at catchers. Are they doing anything differently? Are pitchers doing anything? Infielders. What about the runners? Yes, you look at a runner and say, hey, wait a minute. He just looks like he's aggressive the way that he's backing up. He's quiet right now, even though he's going to draw the throw. Quiet feet again.
2-2. There he goes, and the pitch in the dirt.
Yeah. So evidently he had the timing of Stone down pat. He got a big jump.
Second stolen base of the spring for Stephen Kwan. Three-two pitch to Freeman. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That went down and in. He went after it. Freeman's got a good chance to be on the opening day roster this year.
Good pitch by Stone. It just absolutely ties up Freeman with great movement, as you mentioned. But I mean, that pitch reached about all different levels. Start at the thigh, winds up at the knees.
Will Brennan homered his first time up. Then he lined into the glove of Michael Grove. Second time up, 1 for 2. 1 ball, no strikes to Brennan. Eddys Leonard, the new shortstop for the Dodgers. Yorbeat Vivas is in at third. Pitch a strike. So the left side of the infield has changed. One change in the outfield. Jason Hayward has completed his afternoon. Drew Avens is out in center. We've seen him at every outfield position so far this spring. 1-1 now. Outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Trying to find the numbers for last year as far as hard throwers. And for Stone, you can put him in that area as well. I mean, he's in the upper 90s. 2 years ago, there were 72 different pitchers that averaged 96 or higher.
That averaged.
Averaged.
Of course, the measurements taken out of the hand where it didn't used to be.
Out of the hand, which physicists will say is, if you're going to compare it to decades ago, could be anywhere between 3 to 6 miles an hour. Better rating now, higher rating now. And that pitch was at 94. We've seen it at 95 from Stone. So now it's measured out of the hand. It used to be with the jugs going as it passed home plate.
2-2. Oh, he chased one in the dirt. Strike 3. First base open. Got to throw down. And that completes the strikeout. So Brennan is out. And there are 2 away.
So even with the high velocity of Gavin Stone, he had a strikeout on an off-speed pitch, and here's the breaking ball in the dirt. So evidently, the hitters are not really tracking the pitch as well.
So Gavin Stone has reached his pitch count for the day. Dave Roberts came to get him, and we'll have a pitching change. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Bright blue skies over Camelback Ranch, Glendale. Dodgers up 5-3 over Cleveland, and Trevor Bettencourt and his mustache come in to pitch. Last year with the Phillies organization, and he went up the minor league ladder. He was in Clearwater in the Florida State League and Reading in Double-A. 1 and 2 there in 12 appearances. Ended up in Lehigh Valley in Triple-A with 8 appearances. takes over for Gavin Stone, facing Mike Zunino with 2 down. Runner at second base, Stephen Kwan. Betancourt's pitch. Outside corner. Betancourt started his college career at Tennessee, pitched a couple of seasons for the Vols in Knoxville, and then transferred to UC Santa Barbara. Was a Gaucho. Last year there went 4-2 with a 3.43 ERA. That's a swinging strike on Zunino. And the Phillies picked him in the 25th round that year out of UCSB. Zunino pops it up shallow right. And out there to get it, Miguel Vargas. Cuts right in front of Michael Busch with Andy Pages closing in. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, 5-3 Dodgers. 5 runs on 6 hits for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 6 hits for Cleveland. Miguel Rojas done for the afternoon. We'll head back to the clubhouse here at Camelback Ranch. And Touki Toussaint, who last year appeared for the Angels in the big leagues, had 8 appearances, and 2 of them were starts. He went 1-1 for the Angels. Came up with the Braves. He's a non-roster invite with Cleveland. And he'll face Miguel Vargas in the Dodgers half of the 5th. Miguel Vargas 0 for 2 today. Loops one into shallow center, and that ball's going to drop. Base hit for Vargas.
It doesn't matter how hard, it matters where.
Michael Busch 2 for 2 today. Takes a strike. Busch singled in a run in the first inning. Touki Toussaint fires one in there. Busch was able to check his swing. Toussaint out of Coral Springs, Florida. He was going to go to Vanderbilt, but the Phillies drafted him. Or I should say the Diamondbacks did, and then he was involved in a trade. He was a first rounder out of high school. He was the 17th pick overall that year. 2-0 to Busch from Touki Toussaint. Inside 3-0 or 3-1. Now the 3-1 again. And it's popped up. It's drifting though. Wind's got it. It's still drifting. And it's off the wall. Tyler Freeman, who just moved out there from second base, struggling to get near the ball. Just enough wind. It's kind of like when Busch hit it in the air, the sail opened up and it started to take off.
Well, as soon as you see an outfielder begin to drift, infielder too for that matter, they're in trouble. And you can cue up the Calliope music, and there's all kinds of thoughts that go through your head if you're the player. And the first thing you realize, uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
It just kept on going. A big curveball to Andy Pages from Toussaint. Strike 1.
That's why you never want to drift back to the ball. You want to run to where you believe it's going to come down. That gives you extra time and extra leeway.
1-1 now to Pages. First double of the spring for Bush. He's 3 for 3 today. Vargas the runner at third. And it's in the dirt.
Well, Bush gets those doubles one way or another. Mentioned earlier, he led all Dodger minor league hitters with doubles with 38.
Go back to his last at bat yesterday for Bush. 4 for his last 4. So he is heating up. We are here on the 13th of March.
At what point does it become red hot?
I don't know.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. Do you count 4 for 4 red hot? Do you count it's got to be 7 for 7? What is it? What is it? What's the definition? And Pages is plunked. Bases will be full of Dodgers.
Okay, our research team. I mentioned before is that 2 years ago there were 72 pitchers from what I discovered that averaged 96 miles an hour or more. Why is hitting so difficult? Well, Dave Roberts, looking on from third base dugouts, understands this. Last year there were 136 pitchers that threw 96 or above. 136.
That's a lot.
There were 65 of those that averaged 97 miles an hour or above.
Victor Fiducia takes the ball. 2-0. Fiducia walked and scored in the 4th. Grounded out to first in the 1st. Well, like what, 10 years ago, say? What were the averages, and then what were they 10 before that? Fiducia lines a base hit to right field. That'll get Vargas home, and the Dodgers now lead it 6-3.
Well, it doesn't matter how hard it is as far as being thrown. The question is, what about the bat speed and catching up to it? Exactly what Fiducia does. Who is now 6 for his last 12.
He just continues to swing the bat productively. Yeah, Fiducia now leads the club in RBIs with 9. Leads everybody. Doesn't hurt to have a run producing catcher around.
No.
Johnny DeLuca, nobody out, base is full. And a ground ball toward the whole left side. That's through for a base hit. Here comes Bush to score. Pages behind him. Ball gets away. Everybody moves up another 90. Fiducia to third and down to second DeLuca. And the Dodgers are opening it up. It's 8-3.
Well, again, that's a breaking ball that's, not very good as far as the placement. So Freeman's had an interesting jaunt into left field. Fiducia gets the error, but you know what? That ball was not received particularly well at home plate.
Now, Carl Willis, the pitching coach, makes the stroll out to talk to Touki Toussaint. Veteran pitching coach. He's been on the staff of Terry Francona for a while now. And so it'll be a base hit for DeLuca. 1 RBI.
Well, Zunino did not really get in position to block the ball. 1 hop. It was a little bit into foul territory to throw itself, but
Correction, 2 RBIs for DeLuca. He'll get a pair of them now. He has 6 on the Cactus League season. The runners will move up on the throwing error by Freeman, who's had a really tough inning since moving out to left field. Drew Avens fouls one away down the third base side. It's not easy out there, is it, Rick?
well, it's not easy, but
That's popped up just back of the infield. Second baseman Brito out there to get it.
But if you're going to have a catcher who just tries to one-hand a one-hop throw and field it off the side, and it goes off of his glove rather than get in front of it, it doesn't help the issue.
How many times were you told coming up, catch the ball first?
Yep.
That is Leonard.
Well, if you go into foul territory, you have no chance to make the tag. So your object then is not let the ball get by you. And there was little effort to do that.
Pop back and out of play. So the object, keep the runners where they are.
Good concept.
Yeah. It's in the run prevention handbook. Have you read it?
We thought that was the object of the game. And all of a sudden someone said, oh, the run preventer. Haven't they always been that? At least perceived and hoped.
1-2 the count. And a pitch inside to Edis. He's had a good spring. Yeah, this guy can hit. He can field, and we've seen him run. He is a prospect to watch. 3-2.
Well, you're looking at two organizations. I mean, the Cleveland Indians, Guardians, have been ranked high in their younger players. We mentioned it's one of the youngest teams that Terry Francona has managed.
Foul ball.
That's off the end of the bat,
the knob of the bat, yeah.
And if we look at the Dodgers by independent sources, not coming from within the organization in evaluating it, but from outside people, that the Dodgers are also ranked very high in the organization with the building of a very good minor league organization producing players.
3-2, strike three call. Eddie got caught watching. There are two down. Often when you look at organizations, Rick, you've got organizations that are rebuilding and they're building in the minor leagues and they're not where they want to be in the standings, but they've got really good prospects. And then you have organizations that are really good that deal their prospects and don't necessarily have the cupboards full in the minors. Then you got the Dodgers, who compete every year and have some of the top prospects in the game.
We've got a pretty good guy really in both dugouts. Managers that have played the game, that understand, that had just great relationships with the players because they understand how difficult this game is to play on a daily basis. This game looks really easy to play. It's not.
One ball, one strike. Now it's 1-2.
Davis is another guy. He's been impressive. We've seen him go upstairs. He's handled the ball upstairs, I think, on a comparative terms, as well as we talk about Will Smith handling a fastball in the upper part of the strike zone.
Vivas, how about yesterday? How about him hitting the ball yesterday? He had a double, and then he lined out sharply in the ninth inning, but he hit the ball in the screws. That was against Cincinnati. This one up in the air and playable, but it's going to fall into no man's land.
Yeah, we talked yesterday about Vivas, and we were impressed with the bat speed that he progresses. And bat speed is different, folks, than swinging hard. There's a disparity between the two. Swinging hard is like when the buttons of your shirt going to pop off. And the other part, too, is when you trust your hands and you have quick bat through the hitting zone. We saw yesterday a big swing, one of the Reds, who stumbled and fell down.
Vivas ready to go. Here's the pitch from Toussaint. Vivas clubs it foul, first base side.
Yeah, you get intrigued when you start to look at the swing, just mechanically.
Two on, two out. And the breaking ball down and in.
Good take.
Three ball, two strike offer from Toussaint. And Vivas gets this one in the air. A little lazy fly ball that's carrying well into left center. Caught. And that does it. But the Dodgers will add three more. It's 8-3 after 5. Opening week at Dodger Stadium, presented by Bank of America, is going to be nonstop celebration that you don't want to miss. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Along with Rick Monday, Tim Neverett. Glad you're with us. Tuned into Dodger baseball, whether it's on television on Sportsnet LA or radio, AM 570. Matt Andriese takes over on the hill. And Andriese to face Zach Collins. Some changes defensively for the Dodgers as well. Luke Williams has entered the game at third. Herbie Vivas moves over to second base. Devin Mann is at first, catching Diego Cartaya. So we'll get to see him catch for a few innings here today. Ryan Ward's in left, and Bradley Zimmer takes over in right. That's fouled over the third base dugout, out of play. Dodgers up 8-3, top of the sixth inning. Max Muncy with a two-run home run today.
Still mulling over those numbers. I thought the guys that throw hard. 136 pitchers last year, 96 miles an hour or higher. And 65 average 97 miles an hour or higher.
How'd you like to be pinch hitting today? Come off the bench late, have to face that gas.
Better to do it today than what, about 10 days ago when it was nice, chilly and breezy. You did not want to get jammed.
Yeah. I mean, in this era of baseball, because you're right though, the velocity, we just see it seem to climb little by little every year. Out on strikes for the third time today is Collins. Michael Priest, first baseman, he struck out last time up. Had a base hit in the second inning. Diego Cartaya, Dodgers #1 prospect, one of the best catching prospects in baseball, back behind the plate. We've seen him pinch hit and maybe stay in for another at bat as a DH here and there, but getting a chance to watch him work defensively now. I know you watch the catchers quite a bit too, Rick, and I'm interested to get your observations on Cartaya.
You have to watch them. They're sneaky. Many will try and engage you in conversation when you get to home plate.
Try to distract you.
Oh. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? And then you got to realize, hey, behind your back, they're giving the pitcher signal. They're ganging up on you, trying to get you out. But some catchers tip off what's taking place. Do they set up really early, inside or outside? It gives you a pretty good tip off. They're not coming in softly inside.
That ball is lifted toward the line and in foul ground. It'll go off the netting.
Some catchers, yeah, they're trying to just distract you. Some first basemen the same way. And I think of right at the top of the list, Keith Hernandez, the lovable Keith Hernandez. Oh, he was a trip. He get down to he would have conversations about anything, everything. He asked me once, says, "Well, wait a minute, you're not going to talk to me today?" And I went, "Let me tell you something." I said, "You are incentive to hit a double."
Strike 3 call.
But Keith would. I mean, he's talked to you about any and everything. What a player. What a pitch.
Well, he still does when we see him.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember in the press room at Dodger Stadium talking last year about Haji, his cat. He loves his cat. Roman Quinn. Been on base a couple of times, swings and misses.
I know, I'll hear about it. Somebody will tell Keith. Hey, Mo was getting on you. Hey, Keith and I talk about it all the time when we see one another. But he played with just great enthusiasm. What a player.
0-2. That's up high. Matt Andriese, a veteran right-hander. Spent a bunch of time with the Tampa Bay Rays at one point in his career. And he has himself a tremendous inning, striking out the side. 2 swinging and 1 looking. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 8-3 Dodgers. Dodgers 8, Cleveland 3, bottom of the 6th inning. Michael Kelly, non-roster invite. Phillies organization last. And he has taken the hill. He'll face Jahmai Jones for the Dodgers, who's in the DH spot. And Cleveland has made wholesale changes defensively. Jones fouls this one back. New catcher is David Fry. So Zunino out of the ball game and Fry catching. Jones a swing and a miss. 0-2 to Jahmai. The Pool C play mode going down at Chase Field. Great Britain is leading Colombia 6-3 in the 7th inning. And if they were to hold on and win, everybody'd be 1-1 except Canada, who's played 1 fewer game so far. They're 1-0. They will play tonight against the U.S. Kind of surprised at the number of runs the U.S. gave up last night to Mexico. Fly ball left field. It's carrying a little bit, and there is Freeman back to make the catch. 1 gone for the Dodgers in the 6th. There's Luke Williams.
How about last night at the WBC? The mercy rule was put into effect.
Mercy.
And yeah, speaking of mercy, Team USA, the dream team, had a nightmare.
He did. I want to correct something I said earlier. I got something backwards. I realized after I said it, I got it backwards. Austin Barnes stole second base with Will Smith catching.
Okay.
That's what it was. It wasn't Will Smith stole a base off of Austin Barnes. It was the other way around. But still, there will be plenty of conversation.
Oh, my goodness.
understand the pitchers for Mexico are raving about Austin Barnes as their catcher.
On the scouting report early on how to handle not only the hitters projected in the at-bats that they would be having, but then the in-game procedures.
Bradley Zimmer. He was with Cleveland for a long time, now playing against his old club. A little ground ball gets past the pitcher, but the second baseman Brito throws on to first, and Williams moves over to second base on the play. So they're done in Asia, both in Taiwan and Japan. They're done with the first rounds in pools A and B, and then there's and they'll play in the quarterfinals to see who will. There's a pickoff attempt, and Williams is safe. And they'll play in the quarterfinals in Asia to see who will come over to Miami and play in the final round. But still more baseball to come from there. Ryan Ward is the batter. Ward had a home run in the 5th inning of yesterday's game over at Goodyear against the Reds. 1-0 pitch. That's pulled foul up the right side. I have a feeling, though, Mo, if the World Baseball Classic was around when you were playing, you would have been the first to raise your hand.
Absolutely. It's going to be a big thrill.
Plus, you'd have got to wear the flag instead of having to pick it up out of the grass in center field and rescue it.
I often thought about that as the pride of representing your country in the Olympics.
Two and two to Ward, and he's out on strikes. So that'll be it for the 6th. Let's go to the 7th. 8-3 Dodgers. At the Dodger Stadium March 30th for opening night, presented by Bank of America. Dodgers and D-backs. For tickets, Dodgers.com/promotions. Along with Rick Monday, Tim Neverett, glad you're with us. Tuned into some Monday matinee baseball from the Cactus League. Angel Martinez, Matt Andriese stays on to pitch. Andriese struck out the side his first inning of work in the 6th inning, so he's got another inning coming.
Speaking of work, this is a good day to work. The Dodgers have an off day tomorrow.
Martinez lifts it to left fairly deep. Going back after it is Ward, and he'll backpedal on the warning path to make the catch for the out.
The night game on Wednesday.
Right. And Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Back-to-back night
Back-to-back.
There's proof right here. So the Rockies on Wednesday, that's a night game, 6 p.m. Rangers, 6 p.m. Then back to a day game. That'll be down in Mesa at Sloan Park against the Cubs. White Sox here at Camelback Ranch. One more with the A's, another one with the Rockies. Just motoring through the schedule. Rocchio. 1 ball, 1 strike to him.
Opening day getting closer and closer.
1-1 pitch. There's a ball hit through the infield left side. And Rocchio's got himself a single. 2 for 3 today. Big plans for the off day tomorrow?
It depends on where the ball goes. That little one. You?
Gonna go chase golf balls tomorrow? Working on it. I might go back to the WBC tomorrow. I'm thinking about going to see Colombia and Canada, the day game tomorrow. Sit inside on a gorgeous afternoon in Arizona.
Well,
They're keeping the roof closed for all the games.
you'll have to work rapidly if that's the case, because tomorrow night you and I will spend some time with royalty.
Yes, we are. We have a very rare and special invitation tomorrow night. Juan Brito lifts it to left field. Ward going back, ball carrying, and up against the wall. He makes the catch. A terrific sense by Ward. He knew exactly where he was. And he retires Brito 2 down.
And he can reach up just high enough. As the wind, when the ball was hit, the wind was blowing out towards left field. Bit of a crosswind at the present time. You and I will be having dinner with Jaime Jarrín.
And family. Yep.
Family.
Yep. This one's drilled to left. Ward getting a test. He's going back again. He has a little more room this time. Well,
Nicely done.
Ward was dealt 3 sevens. And we'll go to the 7th inning stretch. 8-3 Dodgers. New pitcher for Cleveland as we go to the home half of the 7th inning. It is Luis Oviedo, a right-hander youngster, 23 years old, out of Venezuela. The Pirates organization made the big leagues with Pittsburgh in 2021. Had 22 appearances, including a start. No decisions in spring training, and Devin Mann crushes one, but it is hooking well foul. Wouldn't mind seeing that pitch again. One inside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. And he might have gotten it, and he hooked it again. This one hit a little further. Two really loud and long strikes for Devin Mann. A 1-2 count. And the pitch. Still 1-2. I'm glad you're with us on the radio TV simulcast today. We'll be off tomorrow, but TV only until next Monday.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
Oh, yeah, sometimes. 1-2. That's up high.
I was about to tell you, no, it's a thrill to join you.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
You've been here all day?
Most
Or
of
did
it.
you just get here? 2-2. Man pops this one up, shallow right. Coming in is Rodriguez, and it'll go off his glove. And Mann still running. Runner at second base and nobody out. And a double for Devin Mann.
That's just a tough play. Can't get to it, and then off the glove. Turned into a yard sale. Cap, glasses, glove.
Diego Cartaya. Heard about the power. And hopefully we can see some of it here in the Cactus League as he's getting opportunities, catching half the game today. And that's sharply hit past third. Cartaya, both levels of A ball, low A in high A, was with Rancho Cucamonga. 33 games, hit .260, 6 home runs, and then he started to show the power stroke a little more when he went to Great Lakes.
What they also like is what they refer to as the baseball IQ.
And a high fly ball, foul, that's drifting, and that'll be in the seats.
One area to work on to the defense as far as cutting down base stealing attempts.
One and two. Fouled back. Yeah, he opened some eyes last year in May when Padres starter Blake Snell was on a rehab stint. They were keeping him close by, so he was in the Cal League. And Diego Cartaya crushed one off him, hit a home run off of Snell in a game in May. I think anytime you're in A ball, especially in low A, and you're taking a major leaguer deep, an established major leaguer, that is a pretty good measurement of your ability.
Don't discount what you talk about a high baseball IQ. I mean, he gets it, and he's able to take the input. He just needs to play more and more.
Hot shot down to short. This is Tena. He'll throw on to first base for the out.
The other thing about Cartaya very quickly is that he runs decently for a catcher. Maybe very decently, above average for a catcher.
Well, the good news is he's young, really young, and has plenty of time to develop. Dodgers have no reason to push him beyond his limits yet, but you'll be hearing about him more and more in the minor leagues. One out. Drew Avens the batter, and the 1-0 pitch. It's inside. Foul back. Oviedo made his big league debut against the Cubs in April of 21. Just before that, the Mets grabbed him in the Rule 5. When he was with the Indians organization. He was with the Indians first. Now he's back with the Indians, but the Mets grabbed him. Of course, he didn't make the club, but the Mets sold him to the Pirates for cash, and that's how he ended up getting there. Time was called. And then the Pirates ended up putting Oviedo on waivers, and the Guardians got him right back, and that's how he's back in the organization. It's funny the paths pitchers will travel. A curveball called strike 3. Avens goes down looking, 2 away.
But sometimes when you move from one organization to the other, one team to the next, for whatever reason, it just fits.
Eddys Leonard struck out looking in the 5th. 0 for 1 today. And he'll swing, and he'll hit a high fly ball to left field. This one heading back toward the wall, and is gone. A home run. Eddys Leonard goes deep. A 2-run shot, and the Dodgers have 10 on the board. It is 10-3. Well, this young man's got some pop in the bat.
Well, he's also grown into his body. You know, when he first signed, he was listed at 160 pounds. Well, he's beefed up strong. He understands the swing. He got a pitch to drive, and that's exactly what he did.
RB Vivas not wasting any time. He hits one deep to left field, and it is off the glove of the left fielder Gonzalez. And around second and stopping there is Vivas. Well, that'll be an error on the left fielder Gonzalez.
Left field has been problematic the last couple of innings for Cleveland.
It's like there's a small wind
Well,
tunnel.
Freeman was out there earlier, and he may have called a cab to get out of here.
And Oviedo way up and in on Jones. He was not going to let the first pitch to a new batter be hit deep to left. 1-1 now to Jones. Two outs. Vivas at second, and the pitch, breaking ball in there. A little high.
You know, Tim, again with Vivas showing some power. Yeah, there's a little wind going out towards left field, but he just continues to hit the ball. He's been fun to watch.
He had a double yesterday. Oh, this one is filleted to right. That's a fair ball. Vivas will score easily, and Jones into second with a 2-out run scoring double. It's 11-3. And Jones shaking his hands. Barrels are overrated.
Get a run off the end of the bat, breaking ball down and away from him.
Carl Willis, the pitching coach, makes his way back out. He'll talk about that unearned run. Trying to get Oviedo out of the inning here. So bottom of the seventh. And the Dodgers now with 13 hits, 11 runs on the board.
They have put the hitting shoes on. Yesterday, 8 runs on 15 hits. Over in Goodyear against the Reds. Today, 11 runs on 13 hits. They're not through yet. So combined 19 runs on 28 hits over the last 2 games.
Williams fouls it off. But remember the games before that.
Yes.
Couple
The
of
offense.
about 3 games.
The offense had been detained.
Just 4 hits against the Cubs Sunday. Let's see. There was a 1-0 loss to Oakland on Thursday. Wasn't much happening there. Williams hits the ball pretty deep to right, but looks like Rodriguez is there to gather it in. He'll make the catch. Dodgers had 3. There was 1 error, and they'll leave a man. On to the 8th. 11-3 Dodgers. That's Nacho Cheese. Napkin may be in order shortly. Certainly a beverage. Wash it all down.
They'll be able to take home the helmet.
11-3. Here's Jake Reed. Dodgers leading and pitching here in the 8th inning. Rodriguez, the batter for Cleveland. I had some discussion about the batting order this morning. Mookie Betts, we're talking about Mookie a little bit. And is the conversation still there about him maybe moving out of the leadoff spot? And as far as Dave is concerned right now, again, things change. You know, Gavin Lux got hurt. Gavin could have been part of the equation to move Mookie to second at one point, depending on who was pitching. But talking about Mookie, he said, well, you know, conversation is fair to have about it. But what's your better option right now? So he says he's not going anywhere. You're going to have Mookie there. But he was thinking at one point against certain right-handed pitchers to have Gavin Lux lead off and give him 3 at-bats against a right-handed pitcher. Rodriguez walks to start the Cleveland 8th. Which, you know, in theory would be a good idea on some games. Certainly, and maybe a lot of them, depending on how it worked out. But I think at the time when we heard that conversation, Lux didn't get hurt.
Yeah, that was a huge blow to the Dodger plans.
Yep.
And for Gavin Lux, it's a devastating injury because it's going to take away the chance to play this year. So building up the strength. That is a surgery that does not delay rehabbing and trying to get range of motion.
About a third, Williams bobbling. And that'll be an error on Luke Williams. Can't assume the double play, but either way, that's an error. So 2-men aboard. Walk and an E5. Cleveland with 2 errors. The Dodgers with 1.
As a pitcher, Brian Lavastida pitching.
And the batter, a pinch hitter, Brian Lavastida. AA and AAA with Cleveland last year. Here's the pitch and a swing and a miss. That ball just slides out of the zone. 1-2. So again, looks like Mookie will be in that leadoff spot until further notice. There's a ground ball to first. Devin Mann and Eddie Leonard can't hang on. Everybody's safe. So Keystone Cops this inning.
Bill.
3.
Fielder's choice E3.
So the fielder's choice to allow Collins to reach, not Collins, but Lavastida to reach. Helps if you write him into the scorebook, then you'll remember him.
You were distracted by the Calliope music.
Hey, it happens. It's baseball.
Yes, it does happen.
A pitch inside. And that's ball 1 to Noel, the first baseman. Jacques Noel bounces it to the right side. Picked up by Vivas, and he throws on to first to get the 1 out. 1-run score, so they'll trade it out for a run here. Connor Cox is up. Runners at second and third and 1 out. It's just a matter of getting outs now. Jake Reed pumps in a strike. Jake's wife Janie got to watch his major league debut on her phone over in Japan in the summer of 2021 while she was representing the United States in the Olympic Games. Outfielder for the U.S. softball team. And couldn't be there, obviously, but she was able to watch the telecast on her phone. And now the home plate umpire, Jose Navas, gives the batter timeout.
Today's attendance 8,692. 8,692.
0-2 the count to pitch. That's popped up foul. Long run for Williams, but it'll go out and into the seats. So you were talking earlier about having the honor to represent your country. And former Dodger Eddie Alvarez did that in 2 sports, baseball and short track speed skating. I don't know if you saw the video this week, but the Brewers had a team meeting, and out comes Eddie Alvarez in some rollerblades, the kind that he would train in Florida outside. As Cox strikes out for the second out. And they kind of set the Brewers locker room up, clubhouse up like a short track, and work there by Cartaya to prevent the runners from moving it. But he was basically speed skating in the clubhouse. Comes Avens, and he'll make the catch. Oh, a fine running catch for Drew Avens. Jake Reed is done. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 11-4. The crowd today, 8,692 on hand at Camelback Ranch, Glendale. 11-4 Dodgers, bottom of the 8th. And Brett Daniels, who was a college teammate of Michael Busch at the University of North Carolina, will stand in. Between AA and AAA, just 2 starts last year, 39 total appearances. Originally drafted by the Astros. Facing Bradley Zimmer. That's strike 1. I talked to Bradley about Terry Francona the other day. I said, how'd you like playing for him? He said, oh, he's great. Just like every other player says. It's kind of one of those questions you ask when you know the answer ahead of time. But he certainly confirmed it. And there's another guy in the Dodger dugout that knows what it's like to play for Terry Francona, too. He's the manager. Dave Roberts played for Terry Francona on the 2004 Red Sox that won the World Series. They had that drought since 1918. And of course, Dave had a big hand in that. Strike 3 called as Zimmer is out. There's one away in the 8th. But they had to come back. Terry's team did. They had to come back against the Yankees in the ALCS against the Yankees, who were up 3-0 at one point. They managed to tie it. And in the deciding game, Game 7, Kevin Millar had a big at bat for the Dodgers. As Ryan Ward fouls a pitch away. And he drew a walk. And Terry Francona called on Dave Roberts and said, you're going to go pinch run. And you're going to go steal second base. We need you to get in scoring position. Ward hits it on the ground hard. Noel to his backside, gloves it, gets up, and throws to the pitcher, Daniels, covering. 2 down. So Roberts goes out to replace Kevin Millar at first base. Ultimately steals second. The head first slide just barely beating the throw. In the age of replay, we don't know what would have happened, but he was called safe. And then Francona ended up celebrating a win. They went on to the World Series and beat the Cardinals. Coming back 3-0 down to the Yankees. And it was Mariano Rivera, the Hall of Famer, who blew the save. Now, wouldn't you know it, the 2005 season, the very next season, who's the Red Sox opening day opponent at Fenway Park? It's the Yankees, who typically get booed.
Really?
All the time, right? They get booed all the time there. But when Mariano Rivera was introduced as one of the extra players on opening day, he got a standing ovation from the Boston crowd.
It would have been the same thing had it been reversed and the game had been played in New York.
Yep, would have been.
But for Roberts, my goodness, that stolen base, everybody knew he was going.
Everybody in the ballpark, everybody watching on TV, it was just, okay, when? We know he's going to take second base, and he did. And it was one of the biggest runs of that entire postseason. Devin Mann swings and strikes out. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers, and we go to the 9th. 3 outs to get. Dodgers up 11-4. So 3 outs to get for Ruby De La Rosa. Non-roster invite. Former Dodger back with the Dodgers after stints with Boston and the Arizona Diamondbacks. And also the Yomiuri Giants in Japan. Last season had 40 appearances with the Giants. Struck out 33 over 38 1/3 innings worked. So Ruby De La Rosa from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, ready to go. Just turned 34 this month on the 4th of March. 9 days ago, had a birthday. And the batter is Jose Tena. Tena takes a strike. The pitch. That's in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. But De La Rosa's 1-1 pitch. A swing and a miss. So Michael Grove got the start. Got a little roughed up in the 2nd inning, but other than that, came back in the 3rd with a perfect 3rd. Ended up going 2 2/3 total after he re-entered the ball game. Justin Hageman came in to spell him for an out. De La Rosa missing 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gavin Stone, we saw Gavin today, looked good. Matt Andriese looked good too. Jake Reed pitched just before De La Rosa. Max Muncy a home run today. A swing and a miss, and Tena's out on strikes.
So after 2 or 3 games of rather quiet offense, the Dodgers the last 2 games have opened up the floodgates. 28 hits in the last 2 games, producing 19 runs.
That's good offense. Take it. Take that a lot. Here's Juan Brito. That's a strike. Top of the 9th, Ruby De La Rosa. Inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael Busch today went 3 for 3. RBI and a double. So he has started to swing the bat really well. After homering yesterday against the Reds, he started at first base today. Miguel Vargas with a base hit today. Miguel Rojas with a hit today. JD Martinez had a hit his first at bat today as the DH. Pitch low to Brito. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Interesting tie to baseball through family for Ruby De La Rosa. 3-1. His roped foul down the left side. His grandmother worked as a nanny, and the family had a couple of brothers who were pretty good pitchers, as it turned out. Lo and behold, come to find out later, his grandmother was the nanny to both Ramon and Pedro Martinez. Pedro now in the Hall of Fame. And both coming through the Dodger organization. Ball 4, gets away from catcher Cartaya a little bit. Down to first base goes Brito. One out here in the top of the 9th inning. Esteban Gonzalez, left-handed batter, to face De La Rosa. That's a pitch down low. Ronaldo Gonzalez is the left fielder now for Cleveland. Foul tip into the mid. The Dodgers play the Guardians this year. Of course, they play everybody this year. That is a road trip in August. August 22nd, 23rd, 24th. That's on an American League road trip to Cleveland and then to Boston after that. A 1-2. Pop back foul and out of play. We've had so much conversation about the pitch clock. I just looked at the clock, the actual clock. This game's been a marathon compared to most.
Well, a lot of runs, a lot of hits.
1-2 in the air to left. Ryan Ward drifting over near the line, and he'll make the catch toward the left field corner. And the Guardians down to their last out.
Yeah, pace of play, but it's been a very busy day on the base paths.
But still, I mean, you got 15 runs in the game.
Yeah. And for some pitchers, it's been a busy day backing up bases.
The time is still relatively good for this much activity.
Decent.
Yeah.
But this is the out we've been looking for.
And it's Rodriguez again, the right fielder. .0 from Ruby De La Rosa. Looking for out number 27. Here it is. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. And tomorrow an off day. And then back in it Wednesday evening. Night games Wednesday and Thursday here in Arizona. There's a ground ball into left field. That'll be a base hit. First and second. Game gets extended on the hit by Rodriguez.
Good time for final out.
That's what you said last time.
Yep. Got to start all over.
All right, David Fry, the catcher. Both of those night games are here too. Rockies and Rangers and back-to-back nights. At Camelback Ranch. I'll have them for you right here on Sportsnet LA. Tapper foul down to third.
So you have nothing to do. So they come on over. Understand there's more rain on the way.
Yeah, if you want to get some good weather, the extended forecast here looks good. Might be a good time to get on the 10 East and stop in Glendale. Yeah, it's so great to see all the Dodger fans that are here, and especially in the morning when they're on the backfields. They get a chance to see what goes on back there. It's really cool.
Yep. Well, right now it's 80 degrees.
It's perfect out. Down to their final strike, and the pitch to David Fry from Ruby De La Rosa. Got him swinging, and the ball game is over. And the Dodgers win their 10th of the spring. They go to 10-4-3. Guardians drop to 5-10. 2:52 the game time. Gavin Stone's going to get credited with the win here today. We appreciate you watching and listening to us today on the simulcast. The final score: the Dodgers 11 and the Guardians 4. For Rick Monday and our entire crew in Glendale, I'm Tim Neverett. Make sure to join us Wednesday on Sportsnet LA when the Dodgers face the Colorado Rockies. Access Sportsnet Dodgers will start at 5:30 on Wednesday. And the final, the Dodgers bang out 13 hits, score 11 runs, and win it 11-4.